Radha Manohara Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Jaya Jagana Jaya Jagana Jaya Baladev Jaya Subhadra Jaya 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 Prabhupada, 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 Shila Prabhupada, Nitai Gora Haribol, 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 Nitai Gora Haribol, Nitai Gora Haribol, 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 Nitai Gora Haribol, 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 Nitai Gora Haribol, Nitai Gora Haribol, Haribol. Haribol, Haribol. Gaur Premanande Hari Haribol. Shri Hari Ram Sankirtan ki Jai Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. The Divine Worship Shri Radha Manohara Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Shri Shri Gauranitai ki Jai. His Divine Will and Grace Apachen Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Guru Shri Gauranga, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Hare Krishna to everyone. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Nice to see all of you and back to Montreal, ISKCON, under the shade of Radha Manohara. So we're reading Bhagavatam today. We continue reading Canto 1, Chapter 8, entitled The Prayers by Queen Kunti, and text number 9, I think. So let us start with invocation prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashta Presha Badrishu Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam Bhagavatyutama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Shinvatam Sagatha Krishna Punya Shravanam Kirtanam Hridyantosta Badrani Bitsunuti Suhrit Satam. So read in Sanskrit. Uttara Vacha Pahi Pahi Mahayogin Pahi Pahi Mahayogin Deva Deva Jagatpate Manyam Tvat Abhayam Pashe Yatra Mrityu Parasparam. Would you like to say? Uttara Vacha Pahi Pahi Mahayogin Deva Deva Jagatpate Pranakayam Pashe Patra Vitra Parasparam. Anyone else? Putra Vacha Pahi Mahayogi Deva Jagat Putra Vacha Pahi Pahi Mahayogi Deva Deva Jagapati Namasaya Pashi Uttara Vacha Pahi Pahi Mahayogi Deva Deva Jagatpati Namasaya Pashi Yatramrityu Parasparam. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Uttara said, O Lord of Lords, Lord of the universe, you are the greatest of mystics. Please protect me, for there is no one else who can save me from the clutches of death in this world of duality. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. This material world is a world of duality, in contrast with the oneness of the absolute realm. The, the world of duality is composed of matter and spirit, whereas the absolute world is complete spirit without any tinge of material qualities. In the dual world, everyone is falsely trying to become the master of the world, whereas in the absolute world, the Lord is the absolute Lord, and all others are his absolute servitors. In the world of duality, everyone is envious of all others, and death is inevitable due to the dual existence of matter and spirit. The Lord is the only shelter of the fearlessness for the surrendered soul. One cannot save himself from the cruel hands of death in the material world without having surrendered himself at the lotus feet of the Lord. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. If we can just quickly read the translations from 1.8.1 to 16. Whole. Yeah, we just read the translation serious and focus on this verse. Would that be okay? Oh, would you like to read? Oh, me, myself, or everyone? In turn. Okay. We start from. Is it? Text one. Sutta Goswami said, thereafter, the Pandavas, desiring to deliver water to the dead relatives who had desired it, went to Ganges with Draupadi. The ladies walked in front. Citing stringent laws of piety and their reactions upon living beings, Lord Shri Krishna and the munis began to classify those who were shocked and afflicted. The clever Duryodhana, this party, cunningly asserted the kingdom of Yudhishthira, who had no enemy. By the grace of the Lord, the recovery was executed, and the unscrupulous kings who joined with Duryodhana were killed by him. Others died, their duration of life having decreased for their rough ending of the heir of Queen Draupadi. Lord Sri Krishna caused 3 brimful-formed Ashwamedh Yagnas, horse sacrifices, to be conducted by Maharaj Yudhishthir, and thus caused his virtuous fame to be glorified in all directions, like that of Indra, who had performed 100 each of 100 such sacrifices.
Lord Sri Krishna then prepared for his departure. He invited the sons of Pandu after having been worshipped by the Brahmanas, headed by Srila Vyasadeva. The Lord also reciprocated greetings. As soon as he seated himself on the chariot to start for Dwarka, he saw Uttara hurrying towards them in fear.
Uttara said, O Lord of Lords, Lord of the universe, you are the greatest of mystics. Please protect me. Protect me, for there is no one else who can save me from these clutches of death and this world of calamity. O my Lord, you are all powerful. The fiery Aries is coming towards me fast. My Lord, let it burn me personally if you so desire. But please do not let it burn and abort my embryo. Please do me this favor, my Lord.
Sudarasana said, having patiently heard her words, Lord Shri Krishna, who is always very affectionate to his devotees, could at once understand that Ashwadhama, the son of Brahmacharya, has thrown onto the Brahmastra to finish the last life in the Pandava family.
Who foremost among the great thinkers who meet Shonaka? Seeing the glaring Brahmastra proceeding towards them, Pandava took up their 5 respective weapons.
The Almighty Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, having observed that a great danger was befalling his unhonored devotees, were fully surrendered souls, at once took up his Sudarshan disc to protect them.
The Lord of supreme mysticism, Sri Krishna, resides within everyone's heart as the Paramatma. As such, just to protect the progeny of the Kuru dynasty, he covered the embryo of Uttara by his personal energy. O Shaunaka, glories of glory of Brigu family, although the supreme Brahmastra weapon released by Ashwadhama was irresistible and without check or counteraction, it was neutralized and foiled when confronted by the strength of Vishnu, Lord Krishna.
O Brahmanas, do not think this to be especially wonderful in the activities of the mysterious and infallible personality of God. By his own transcendental energy, he creates, maintains, and annihilates all material things, although he himself is unknown.
Thank you. Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, so verse number 9. So we'll pray first. Om Gyana Timirandasya Gina Chalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swam Rupakada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnava Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sahaganaratmanatkamidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savatkutam Parijanam Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Saganam Lalitam Shri Vishakam Vitam Sha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gourange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhudevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishna Bhale Shrimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityananda Namaste Sarasvati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashteti Deshatini Nama Shestamani Shubhutramazam Sarupam Rupam Tasyagrajam Urupurim Madhurim Goshtavatim Radha Kundam Girivarahuradhika Madhava Samprapte Seprit Kirpaya Shri Gurum Tam Nathusmi Sarva Shastra Biti Pusa Sarva Veda Gatatpala Sarva Siddhanta Radnagya Sarva Lokeka Drik Pradam Hare Krishna. How's it everyone today? Good? Okay. So, Bhagavatam. on the pages of Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is considered, like Prabhupada said, Bhagavatam is science of a relationship with God and philosophy of devotional service. So what does it mean? That means the Bhagavatam is embodiment of all varieties of rasa. Rasa. And Pibata Bhagavatam Rasa Malayam. It is saturated with transcendental sweet mellows. Why? Because Bhagavatam is Krishna himself. It is said in Padma Purana. Tat Adidevam Karunavithanam Tamala Varnam Suhrit Avataram Apara Samsara Samudrachetach Bhajamahe Bhagavatam Svarupam. So Bhagavatam is a literal form of Krishna, and it's like a bridge from one side of creation to another to cross this unlimited shoreless ocean of material existence. And this is most beneficial incarnation of Krishna to all humanity. So Krishna is a literal form, Bhagavatam is a literal form of Krishna. Bhajamahe Bhagavatam Svarupam. And Rupa Goswami, by following the request of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he explained these different moods which are contained in Bhagavatam in his book, which is called Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which is the ocean of rasa, ocean of transcendental mellows. Lord Chaitanya said, I cannot give you a whole ocean, but I give you just a drop so that you can understand what is this ocean is all about. And Rupa Goswami, he was able to expand this drop to the size of the ocean. And what he explained there, he explained different moods which are contained in the Bhagavatam, different mellows, different bhavas and transcendental rasas. In fact, he started his book by explaining that Krishna is the embodiment of rasa. Akila Rasamrita Murti Prasarmara Rudharuch Tarakapali Kalitar Shyamalito Radha Prain Vidurjayati. So Krishna is embodiment. He is a rasa personified. He just repeated Upanishads, which are also saying rasa vaya saha. So God is rasa himself. And of course, we are, by our small, tiny brains, insignificant intelligence, we cannot understand Supreme Almighty God there. But anyway, so we can experience rasa. We cannot understand God, but we can understand Him through the rasa, right? We can taste Him. And of course, there should be some conditions for that. It's not easy things to understand, to experience, so we have to be qualified. And there's supposed to be some via media between us and God. And that person who is expert in rasa, and he understands tattva as well, because rasa can be relished only through the, if you pour it in a spoon of tattva. So tattva is like a spoon, and rasa is a liquid. To deliver it, we have to pour in a spoon, right? So otherwise, it's going to be split out, and we cannot taste it. So we get in through the spoon of tattva, and that person is supposed to be qualified in the all conclusive truths of Siddhanta. And also he has experience of transcendental rasa. He experienced God, Parashanubhava. So he got this experience. And this is spiritual master. This is what is called living Bhagavatam, Jivanti Bhagavatam. So there is a Grantha Bhagavatam and then living Bhagavatam. So we cannot probably discover this rasa. We don't know the way how to get in and in the jug of honey and relish this honey unless we follow this person who knows how to get in. And this person, he is a living Bhagavatam. Jivanti, Grantha and Jivanti, two Bhagavatams, right? Nashta Prayesha Badreshu Nityam Bhagavata Savayam. We serve in two Bhagavatas. So this person can unfold to us all these different transcendental mellows which are contained in Bhagavatam. That's what Rupa Goswami did for us. And that approach should be very careful because it is confidential. It's not for everyone, not for the general masses. Like, for example, Shukadev Goswami, who is a main speaker of Bhagavatam, he was delivered Bhagavatam on the bank of Ganges River at the front of huge assembly. There were 60,000 sages, different types of persons like yogis, munis, all these different transcendentalists. Maybe materialists not, they're not attracted to this message. So they came, all of them, by hearing that it's going to be huge public lecture and by a great person. So they, all of them, they came. But Shukadeva Goswami, he was very careful by his delivery of Bhagavatam. So he started gradually by following the format of Puranas. So he explained in 10 topics, right? Atra sarga visargasyam stanam poshanam uttayam manvantarashana katha nirodha muktir ashrayam. So he started carefully with the unfolding creation, preliminary, secondary creation, then planetary systems, sthanam, then poshanam means protection, manvantarashana katha, ishanu katha, uti, this impulse, he explained also this complicated topic. And then further, he just started to explain nirodha, what is called winding up creation, then mukti, and then ashraya, the supreme topic of Bhagavatam, right? So he gradually brought to this most essential essence of all Bhagavatam. And this is Krishna's pastimes in the 10th canto. 90 chapters explain different sections, different different kinds of pastimes. So there are, this is gradual approach. So we have to, and this is very scientific because gradually we can get rid of, unhooked from the grip of Maya and able to approach to this supreme topic, which is full of transcendental mellows. And if we take shelter of that, if we're able to relish this rasa, so we'll be free from this material illusion and this influence upon us, this strong material rasa, which is called prakrita rasa, sexual life. So we could have escaped, unhooked. And anyway, so Bhagavatam is sweet and relishable from any parts, from whatever side you approach. So there's always sweet taste there. Nigama kalpa galitam palam shuka amrit dravya samyutam pibata bhagavatam rasam alayam muhura horasika bhuvi bhaukach. So there is some rasa. We can even we don't maybe we're not conversant in tattva, but still we can relish little rasa. You agree? When you're reading, so there is some taste behind. In Ayurveda, it's called vipak, secondary taste. It's always there. So, but of course, if we expert relisher, connoisseur, it's called, we can go deeper and we can relish this rasa, because this is Krishna himself, this is literal incarnation. And Krishna is embodiment of rasa. You can get any rasa out of that, because Krishna embodies these 5 main roles, 5 main rasas, we know them, Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya, and also secondary rasas are there, and also 33 different kinds of moods are there, which are described by Rupa Goswami in his Science of Rasa. So this is whole spectrum of all different moods which were experienced in this material world or in transcendental level. Everything is there. So this is our total whole sum total experience. So and there's supposed to be gradual approach. We cannot jump immediately into the 10th canto and enjoy, relish Gopi Bhava or description of Rasa Lila, you know. So that's why it's composed in certain way to gradually, systematically deliver this with a spoon of tattva, right? That's why all these yogis came to the bank of Ganges and they were sitting and listening. So Shukadeva Goswami started from yoga, creation, Sankhya, this and that, all these different things, those topics which are kind of applicable to them. And they heard this, and gradually they went into the. But of course, there was confidential 10th canto, and it was explained also gradually. That's why we see in different cantos, like in the first canto, and third canto, fourth canto, there is some kind of inserts sections with the Krishna's pastimes, you see. Like in the first canto here, this is pastimes of Krishna in Hastinapur, which is part of Dwaraka Lila. Yeah, there are three different kinds of Krishna's pastimes. Dwaraka Lila, Mathura, and Vrindavan. Dwaraka means Purnam, fully perfect. Mathura, Purnatara, even more perfect. And Vrindavan is Purnatama, it's a complete, full perfection. There is some, on a perfection level, there is there is also hierarchy. So Vrindavan Lila is the topmost. And there is some different excerpts throughout the Bhagavatam when you see different Krishna Leelas injected in, so that people gradually come into it, get into this narration. And of course, there were all these yogis on the bank and rishis. They were bewildered when Shukadeva Goswami started to explain 10th canto, which is full of Madhurya rasa, yeah? Very sweet, Madhurya rasa. Krishna is sweet, completely sweet. He is a total sweetness. Madhuram, Madhuram, etam Madgalam, Madgalanam. So whatever we speak about Krishna, there is complete sweetness. Yeah? His form is sweet. His smile is sweet. His pastimes is even more sweeter. There is more concentrated sweet, like condensed sweet. Sandrananda Visheshatma, Rupa Goswami explained. So all these different, and all these yogis, maybe they were not ready for that description. That's why Shukadeva Goswami never explained in details. He never mentioned not even one name of any gopis. There is no mention any gopis. No mention, of course, there is no mention Shrimati Radharani. There is some hint. He just dropped the hint. He spoke this in the 30th chapter of 10th canto. Anyarat Hitoninam Bhagavan Harir Ishvarach. So he dropped the hint, but he never discovered it because public was not ready for that, you see. It's too confidential. Rahasya, it's called Rahasya, secret. And this is most confidential, Madhurya Rasa, of course. Why is it so confidential? Because we are affected with the disease of this material, which is called Prakrita Rasa. And Prakrita Rasa is most intense experience of this material world. And if we hear in pastimes of Krishna, we can project our impressions, our experience from this material, our past experience, whatever experience we have, up to this transcendental level. And this gonna be, that will spoil rasa, spoil everything, this contamination. So we cannot understand this. We should not draw the parallel between. It's offensive. It should not be done. So therefore, it's most confidential. So we never approach like that because we're not ready. We not purify ourselves. So at least we should pass through the level of anartha nivriti. Anartha nivriti, we just clear up our lust, at least to some degree. Then we come to the level of nishta. Then we're ready. We steady on the path of devotional service. We focused, we completely absorbed, and then maybe ruchi will come, yeah? This taste, we're able to relish transcendental sweetness of Krishna, of His holy name. And then we more or less ready for that, and then we can go in and discuss all these confidential things. Nama, Guna, Rupa, Lila. Lila will be open to us. So therefore, Shukadev Goswami, he carefully describes this. But still, in his way of presenting Bhagavatam, it was very, very expert. So it still can be given to the public so that they gradually purify themselves going through the 10th canto and reading all these descriptions of creation and Sankhya Yoga, all the scientific things, Virat Rupa. In Bhagavatam, everything there. So you don't need to read any other scriptures even. You know, there is some extreme statements like Bhagavatam is enough. So you don't need to study to learn anything else. Sarva Vedantam Saramhi Srimad Bhagavatam Ishyate Tadra Samrita Triptasya Tat Kvachit Vachim. So Bhagavatam itself says that it is the essence of Vedanta Sutra, and this is full of transcendental rasa. You don't need to read anything else. If you if you discover this taste to Bhagavatam, everything else will be tasteless. So this is the power of Bhagavatam. This is the significance of Bhagavatam. So all these different pastimes are there, and we're gradually going in by acquiring some kind of level of expertise so that we can become more qualified, acquire some adhikar. And of course, main condition is to hear from the person who is Rasika Vaishnav, who has this qualification to deliver to us rasa. That's the whole point of studying Bhagavatam. So therefore, it is saying, Rupa Goswami explained what is the best association. Best type of association is to hear Bhagavatam from person, and he gave it 3 symptoms of that person. Shrimad Bhagavatam Artho Asvado Rasika Vasam Svajatiya Yashya Snida Sadhu Sanga Svato Varech. You know this, eh? Have you heard? 3 symptoms of best association in a association with Rasika. He's supposed to be Rasika Vaishnav. We can hear Bhagavatam from him if we have similar mood. Svajatiya means like-minded. Svajatiya Asha. Asha means same desires. We want to relish same pastimes, desire, same rasa, same form of Krishna, because Krishna has unlimited forms. Even Krishna himself, like Krishna, not his avatars, but Krishna. Rupa Goswami explained 96 forms of Krishna, 96 different Krishnas. So we know only, maybe we know only one or two Krishnas, or three at least, at last, at large. But he explained 96 different moods of Krishna. So what kind of Krishna? So is our Krishna. So Svajatiya Esha Snida. Snida means he soft-hearted, he favorable to us. He's supposed to be open to give to us. Otherwise, if we not please him, and he not really, wants to give, so there will not be exchange between. And then also Svatovarech means very advanced. He's supposed to be very advanced. Although we accept all devotees like those who even a little bit longer than we are in Krishna consciousness, maybe 1 week longer. So they're more advanced than we are, and we take in shelter, and we take in their authority. But best association, like Rupa Goswami explained, very advanced, as much as we can find. So this is conditions how to understand this Bhagavatam, which is quite complex grantha, scripture. And this is our supreme pramana, supreme evidence on the absolute truth, because it's Krishna himself. So we don't need anything else to read. Shrimad Bhagavatam Mahamuni Krithe Kimva Paraya Ishvaraha. It is saying that it has been given by literal incarnation of Lord, of Supreme God, in his spiritual maturity. Srila Vyasadeva he gave to us. And therefore, what kind of Krishna, which Krishna, what is his mood, what types of devotees those who worship. So our acharyas explain there is wonderful verse which is kind of Siddhanta Shloka, which is explained to us what is our priorities in spiritual life. So there are 5 things in which we have to invest our prema, our love. It's a wonderful shloka I'll give you now. It goes like this. Aradhya Bhagavan. So we worship Bhagavan, but who is our Bhagavan? Vrajesha Tanais means son of Vraja Isha, emperor of Vraj, or Nanda Maharaj. So our worshipable Bhagavan is Krishna Nanda Nandana, not Krishna Dwarakadish or Madhuresh or any other Krishnas, but Krishna, who is not Devakinandana, not Vasudeva Nandana, but Nanda Nandana, Krishna, Yashoda Nandana. So Krishna from Vrindavan, Vraj Krishna. So this is our worshipful Bhagavan. Vrajeshadana is Tadama Vrindavana. So his abode, spiritual abode, Vrindavan, is equally worshipable like Krishna himself. So we have to input our love in that. So 2 things. You just turn down your finger, the 5 fingers, 5 things which we invest our love. Then Braja Vardu Vardhenaya Kalpita Ramyaka Chitupasana means best devotees of Krishna in Braj, in Vrindavan. Who are they? Do you know? Goswami. In Vraj Lila, in Vrindavan. Goswami, they in Gaura Lila, let's say. So Vrindavan Lila, yeah, you can say Goswamis, but who are they in Vraj Lila? Gopis, yeah. Gopis are the best. So Vrajavardu Vardhena, the wives of cover-head men of Vraja. So the best devotees of Krishna. So we have to follow them. I mean, their best, so we follow the best of. And then Shrimad Bhagavatam, Amalam, Pramanam. So the highest supreme evidence on the truth is supreme pranamana is Shrimad Bhagavatam. So we have to invest our love in that. And also Prema Pumartha Mohan, the supreme goal of life is unconditioned, unmotivated, uninterrupted love of Godhead. So these 5 things. Aradhya Bhagavan Vrajeshitana Istadama Vrindavana Vraja Vardena Ikalpita Ramya Kachitupasana Shrimad Bhagavatam Mala Puranam Prema Pumartha Mohan. And why we follow all the things? Why we accept it? Because Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matahidach Tatradara Nat Paraha. So Lord Chaitanya established it. And he established it, and we don't care about any other conclusions of the Vedas. There's so many conclusions, so many different siddhantas. So, but we follow this one because Lord Chaitanya established it. So these 5 things. And Srimad Bhagavatam is one of the things in which we have to invest our love. So our prema. So this is a great position of Srimad Bhagavatam. This is a mystery of Bhagavatam, which is full of transcendental mellows. And this is Krishna himself, literal incarnation. So by approaching Bhagavatam, we can understand, we can finally, if we qualify it, if we fulfill all the requirements, we can finally come to the level of relish in this rasa. We should invest it in this transcendental scripture. And this is perfection of life. That's what we need. And that's what we want to achieve and become perfect relisher of this transcendental rasa and swimming in this unlimited ocean of rasa, which is presented by Rupa Goswami in the form of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. This is huge ocean of transcendental sweet mellows. And like he explained, devotees, they're like sharks or timingilas. This is huge fish. They swim in very deeply in the ocean and relish in this, they pastimes in this ocean. And they're not reachable by the network of time because they dive deep in this ocean. So would like to be the sharks in this unlimited ocean of rasa. So that's what Rupa Goswami gave to us, and he also inspired us to finally come to this level. And this is Krishna consciousness. So Krishna consciousness means a relation rasa, understand God through the rasa, not intellectually. Intellectually, we never understand him because he is too unlimited, too high for us. But through the rasa. This is Krishna consciousness. How Rupa Goswami gave it to us, how Lord Chaitanya established his teaching. That's what we have to finally become like that. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Gaur Premanande, Hare Bol. Hare Krishna. Maybe some comments, questions we would like to discuss. Prabhu, maybe you can make some conclusion or whatever.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for giving us such a wonderful class. Yeah, and just to become the shark is our all the devotees has the goal of to become a shark, to get deep into the nectar of the devotional service. Thank you.
Yeah, it's very good. So if anybody asks you, what is your ultimate goal of life? You can say, I want to be a shark in this ocean of nectar and release and swim. Thanks. Is anybody? Prabhu, yes.
Thank you for the class. You mentioned that we should not jump to ten canto mainly because material contamination. So, but I heard that from one side, I heard from Amarendra Prabhu.
Oh.
He said that Krishna Lila, Tenkanto specifically, is meant to purify.
Yes.
So, and from other devotees, like senior devotees, I heard that material contamination is very, 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 very deep.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
taking these two ideas, so it means that we can, at certain point, we can start to read these lilas, but still we have contamination.
Yeah.
So
We never become
how
pure.
can what is the measurement for that?
What's that?
The measurement for that? How can we know? Let's say that
When we are ready for.
yeah.
Yeah, there is a gradual approach. So we start from first canto and study deeply with the in society of the devotees, and we go systematically from the topic to topic, gradually approach to the 10th canto. And of course, we can read it. We can read it. There is no problem because Prabhupada gave it to us immediately at the beginning. So he translated Krishna book. He gave us Krishna Lila, and he explained Rasa Lila. He explained Gopi Bhava, everything there. So we can read it. Of course, there should be systematical approach, and actually, it's recommended by Shukadev Goswami. If you read last verse of which is the 33rd chapter, which is the end of Rasa Lila, last verse of last chapter of Rasa Lila. So Rasa Lila, there are 5 chapters, 29 to 33. It's considered to be like most like essential. It's like sometimes it's compared to the pranas, pranas in which soul is floating. Like body, like that's Krishna's body, that's literal form, and in that body, all limbs are there. Pada Padma, first 2 cantos, like legs and thighs and belly and chest and everything. And then in the area of heart, there are 5 what is called 5 streams of prana. Like in every in each body, there is a prana, and soul is floating in the area of heart and pranas. Nadi, yeah. I mean, I don't know how it calls. At least in English, you understand this, yeah. And so, and this is 5 chapters considered a bit like streams of prana, and Krishna's soul is floating there. So this 5. And this most confidential. And the last verse of that last chapter explained, Shukadeva Goswami said, Vikriditam Varjava Durpirdam Che Vishnom Shadhanvitoya Nushrit Anuvrid Bhaktim Param Bhagavatim Pratilaptham Hridrogam Kamam Asha Pachrinotya Charinadhiram. So he explained that this Hridrogam Kamam, this is disease of the heart. Hridrogam Kamam means this lust, which is very deeply in our heart. So can be purified. The best way how to purify it. So he explained. We have to listen the pastimes of Krishna with wives of the coverhead men of Raja. And through that, bhakti comes in our heart. And lust will be washed away. And then we become dhira, kanta. We become dhira, sober person. And then supreme bhakti has come. Param bhaktim bhagavatim, param bhaktim pratilaptham, Asha Pachrinoti Asherenadhira. So we have to listen to these pastimes actually to purify our lust, which is explained by Shukadev Goswami. But of course, we have to listen through the proper via media deliverer. Like I said already, it's supposed to be Rasika, supposed to has these three features: Svajatiya Snitha, Sadhu Sangha Satovarech. So this is the best way how to hear it, and then gradually we get rid of lust, and we become sober, stable, and we just relish supreme bhakti, rasa. So we have to listen anyway, and from the proper source. We have to listen it. Otherwise, how we can get rid of lust? Because lust can be replaced only. We can get rid of it. So we only can purify it or redirect it. That's it. That's how it works. We cannot get rid of all these negative qualities like envy, anger, lust, what else? Greed. Only redirect it. So we can get rid of them. Because in spiritual life, there all those qualities are there. Greed, lobha, there. Sometimes envy is well there. Gopis are envious towards flute, whatever. And everything is there in spiritual life. So we have to purify our qualities. We cannot make emptiness. We cannot do this. Otherwise it becomes nirvishesha shunyavada. So only uplifting it through the Krishna's pastimes, engage in spiritual practice and uplift our consciousness to the level of Krishna consciousness. Then this lust will be transformed. So we have to hear it, but very carefully, without any our own speculation and interpretation. We have to go through the authorities and listen. Why not? It's given to us. Prabhupada gave to us. Although we always warn, so you have to read 3 times Prabhupada's books, then you can go to acharyas and so on and so forth. Yeah, so we have to do this. But anyway, so it's given to us, and we have to read it through because it's a work of entire our sampradaya. It's our heritage. We should not neglect it. We should not be on the first what is called class in the school, in the preliminary school for 20, 30 years. We have to move. We have to read it because it's given. All these Goswamis, they had a hard time to write it down. All these wonderful books, Sandarpas, Goswami's literature, Rupa, Sanatana, Jiva Goswami. So we have to read it all. Otherwise, and maybe this is a lifetime project. This is a big reading. But anyway, gradually we can, after Prabhupada's books. But Prabhupada's books are like culmination or like perfect extract essence of all this mood of entire parampara. So we would like to understand our acharyas through the vision of Prabhupada, right? We're looking through. And Prabhupada just delivered to us everything and gave to us like ripe fruit of that understanding of whole entire parampara. And he gave to us everything, like Krishna book, 10th canto, Gopi Bhava is there. Also, Ramananda Rai Samvad in the 8th chapter of Madhya Lila is very confidential. So Prabhupada gave to us everything. So no problem.
Krishna Prabhu, I have 2 questions. They're small, but maybe
10?
just 2.
Ah,
Well, I have more, but these. they're short but maybe valuable. So first question is, you mentioned that in the beginning, if you dive right away into 10th canto, we start projecting material experience that we have personal to something very elevated and contaminated this way for us. And it reminds me also how Kanishtas start, we as Kanishtas start spiritual journey, we look at everything from our personal perspective and often even start using religion for our personal benefit. So I always take myself as a center, and then I consider desires of guru or our devotees as secondary, right? So, and Madhyama is transitioning out of my own shell as my center of my life, myself, and bringing the center somewhere else, right? So, so the first question is, maybe you can give the hint or the easiest method to transition from this Kanishta mentality to Madhyama.
As far as I heard, that shift from Kanishta to Madhyama happens when we start to serve devotees, when we appreciate other devotees. So Kanishta means I'm most advanced and I don't appreciate others, living entities and also devotees. Maybe my guru, but it's my guru. That's why he is a great, because it's my guru. It's connected to me. So he is a great, and maybe Krishna in the form of deity. So Kanishka, he understands Krishna is there, and yeah, he cannot see Krishna everywhere like Madhyama Madhikari. So because Madhyama he sees every Krishna in any other objects, especially in devotees. So Madhyama able to discriminate and shift from beginner to intermediate devotee happens when we appreciate devotees. We start to serve Vaishnava Seva. So this is a first symptom of you're moving from beginning stage, neophyte stage, to more mature stage. So you're moving, and then you acquire all other symptoms of Madhyama Madhikari, like Prema, Maitri, Kripa, Upeksha. So, but first of all, you have to start to serve devotees. So this is kind of shift of paradigm.
Thank you. The other question was, I guess it was asked multiple times, but I had mixed answers. So sometimes, well, you mentioned we should have a pure devotee who can explain tattva to us, but sometimes, and also association is important. And sometimes we may think, well, we don't have, or some devotees not have association of pure devotees. We have our sangha as we have. So, and some devotees are saying just reading Srimad Bhagavatam, it is same as having association with pure devotee. Is it fair to say so, or we still need like sangha to experience it practically, like living sangha in a sense? So
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, a good question. I heard the example when, for example, we have whole library of Srila Prabhupada's books and his recordings of his morning walks and lectures and all everything. So we have whole thing, and then Prabhupada himself coming. You see, what you're gonna choose? You're gonna stay with the whole library, or you're just gonna listen one thematic lecture of Prabhupada for one topic? What are you gonna choose? Live in association, right? That's the best. So therefore, you can read books, but still you have to find a living person who is, because this bhava can be delivered through the living example. When in the words, in the perception, in the accent of the person, you can directly get it.
I heard
From books, you also can get it, but it's a long time. It's long. But from this immediately, one lava matra, 1/11 of a second, it's enough to deliver this bhava. Lava matra sadhu sangha sarva siddhya. So this is incomparable.
Thank you, Prof.
Mm.
Hey Krishna, thank you for a really beautiful class. I had a clarification and a question. So the 5 priorities to invest our prema in, I missed one. So there was son of Nanmaraj and Yashamati Maya.
First one is?
I said the first one is it's son of Nanmaraj and
Yeah.
Mother Yashamati Maya. And then there is follow the best devotees, which are the gopis as an
And
example.
second one you missed.
Yes.
That's
What is
the Vrindavan Dham.
Okay.
Dham Vrindavan.
And then my question is, so towards the end you said that you cannot understand Krishna intellectually.
Mm.
You have to understand him through rasa, through love. But part of our duty is also to share Krishna consciousness with the world. And when somebody is maybe not yet interested or even aware of Krishna consciousness, the way the world operates is intellectually, right? So just wondering if you have any guidance, whether practical or philosophical, on how to close that gap between how we are now experiencing Krishna consciousness or learning it, which is maybe more through feeling or really experiencing things, versus how we would then go out and share it with new people who don't know anything about it.
How we can share Krishna consciousness to new people?
Yeah, because they would understand it intellectually, right? Their way of...
First approach is intellectual, because also rasa supposed to be delivered through the spoon of tattva. So there is some tattva, supposed to be some foundation. You cannot build this building without a good foundation basis. So some intellectual understanding is supposed to be, but you cannot understand anyway by this intellectual exercise. You can get some kind of overall knowledge, but it's not that you understood. You got the foundation just for your understanding, further understanding, which is in a sense of perception through the because you see, this is Krishna consciousness. Bhakti is emotional, direct experience. Susukham kartum avyam. This is direct experience. It is in another line. Raja Vidyam Raja Guhyam. Pavitram idam uttamam. Pavitram idam uttamam. Pavitram idam. Yeah. Susukham. Huh? Say again?
Bhakti Uparitam Ashnami Predat.
No, it's another one. Raja Vidyam Raja Guhyam. Pavitram idam uttamam. Susukham kartum avyam. No. Third line we missed. Huh? Raja Vidyam Pavitram idam uttamam. Vagamam damyam. Pratyaksham. Vagamam. Pratyaksham. Vagamam dharmyam. Pratyaksham means direct experience. This is Krishna consciousness is direct experience through the sense perception, not through the anumana or through shabda is there, but it's delivering of sound. But experience should be perception, pratyaksha. Vaidushya pratyaksha means perception of purified senses. When a person who is on a level of absolute perception, divya pratyaksha. So, and then when we're ready, we're not ready for divya pratyaksha. Our pratyaksha is material, very limited pratyaksha. But what's the bhakti? Bhakti means krita sadhya bhavat sadhya bhavacha sadhana bida. So we engage in our senses in worship to Krishna, not our intellect. Intellect is not sense. I mean, it's sense, but very subtle, and it's more like something else. But our senses are our karmendriya, gyanendriya. Our mind is also sense. mind. Sixth sense. Mana shashtani driyani prakriti sthani karshati. Sixth sense is mind. So we understanding through the sense. We engage in our senses, in other words. And finally we come to understanding through the senses. We experience Krishna by smell, by sound, by taste, by touch, by seeing him, and through the mind we experience him. Krishna reflects through the hour. He enters into our mind. He's Manohara. So mana, Manohara, mind.
So, do you think with somebody who doesn't know Krishna or isn't aware of this, the sensory way of experiencing it, whether it's through taste or through sight or through sound, may be possibly more powerful than the intellectual part?
Through the senses,
Yep.
of course.
Yep. Okay.
So it's the most overwhelming experience, but it's happened only on the highest stages of bhakti. So now we can understand him intellectually, maybe through the mind. And this is not full understanding. Of course, it's just theoretical, very theoretical. Very, very. But proper, because tattva is approved, it's solid, everything. So we got sound, shabda. But finally, we have to understand through the senses. And this is direct experience. And this is high level of Krishna consciousness. And become completely purified. And how we can deliver to others? Only through the intellectual presentation to the people. Otherwise, there is maybe some sense perception through the kirtan and prasad. They can hear nice sound, beautiful kirtan. If they like it, they can experience some little bliss out of it. And prasad, that's it. So this is sensury, completely sensual experience. There is no intellectuality in that. Yeah, so we're giving them prasad, bombarding them with the kirtan, and then giving them prasad and a little understanding, little philosophical understanding, but not so much, because people now not philosophical, they don't have brains, and they have so many misconceptions in their head. So you try to get through it; they just contaminated too much. You cannot. You have to speak through the heart to heart, and should be a very powerful message. Maybe we're not able, we're not qualified, not that powerful to pierce through these layers of ignorance and reach the heart. Therefore, intellectual is okay, you can give them an understanding, but on their level, how they can perceive. Maybe for some of them, they just principle of morality, moral principle. For them, it's enough. But those who are a little bit higher, maybe explain with some more complicated concepts, material nature, maybe something higher, three modes of nature, then even something higher, Then personal aspect of God, this is difficult one for people, those who live in areas, or let's say, I don't know how to say, in a part of the world which is contaminated with shunyavada and nirvishesha. So they don't have understanding. They think ultimately everything is oneness and voidism and null, ultimate. So to give them understanding of personal form of God, this is supposed to be very advanced people, and they have sukriti. So understanding of God depends on sukriti. If they don't have sukriti, they don't understand. They're saying, "Oh, we don't understand your concept. You speak in some kind of Indian mythology." Why? Because you don't have sukriti. This is simple explanation. And sukriti they can acquire through the kirtan and prasad. This is a simple thing, and this is applicable to their senses, and they immediately accept it because it's simple, it's pleasurable to senses, pleasing, and this is direct experience, and they just take it because modern modern science is based, or philosophy based on two schools of thought. One is a sensory perception, means pratyaksha, another one anumana, speculation. They're not going beyond of that. So you give them nice sensory perception through the senses, prasadam and kirtan, so they become happy. I mean, they got something, and they started to think, oh, something there, something interesting. And then you just inject some little more philosophy, and maybe they become more open for that, and they acquire sukriti, and in due course of time they become more open. And one day, finally, by the efforts and mercy of the devotees, they got Krishna. They finally come to the level of accepting and practicing. And this is huge work, you see. You have to work hard. You have to spend, Prabhupada said, tons of blood and sweat to make one devotee. This is very difficult. But anyway, any efforts in the Krishna conscious area, this is very beneficial for all of us. For those who speak and hear, and those who passing by, everyone is very good. So we try, and Krishna has a plan, supreme plan, how to make everyone devotee, and we just do our duty, our efforts, and if we sincere, if we doing without ulterior motives, agenda. So Krishna started to use us like instruments, right? So that's what we want. So we want to become instruments in the hands of Krishna. And when Krishna choose us to use like instrument, the miracles will be happen. And I saw it many times. I never been instrument of Krishna, honestly speaking, but I saw many people, those who've been instrument, and it's like amazing. This is amazing thing, and this is beyond of intellectual understanding. So you never figure out how it works because Krishna is beyond of our calculation. And these people, they're distributing thousands of books, or making hundreds of devotees, or reaching out many different people just speaking some Krishna conscious philosophy. This is amazing empowerment. When Krishna chooses you, no problem. But we have to somehow or other gain this Krishna's trust to us. This is most difficult part. And simple answer is chant Hare Krishna. Just chant Hare Krishna and pray. Depends on our sincerity. Krishna will use us.
Thank you so much. That was very helpful.
Guru Premanand. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.